All right. So you tie her up, and I think the hypnotic pattern only lasts for a minute. So
A minute, yeah.
probably by the
So now
time
we've
you're
got-
done tying her up, she starts coming out of it.
So now we've got 2 prisoners, and this one seems a little bit more like to have an idea of what they're actually doing here.
Let me
she's
go.
looking for something.
You're a rope puppy.
Let me go.
Alternatively, how about you tell us what you're doing here?
I was trying to figure out that printing press.
All right, listen, Gutenberg.
What are you wanting to print?
Oh, I don't know. I just was curious about it. Never seen a machine like that before.
Oh.
We would like you to leave this area and not be poisoning the wine anymore. And I think it's time to take some initiative of your own and figure out that you need to return to your natural roots.
I will gladly leave. There's nothing for me here now.
Which implies there was before, which implies that she got whatever she was looking for. We should search her.
Okay, yeah. I'm good for searching her.
She's a rope mummy. I can do that.
I search her nimbly.
You don't find anything worthwhile on her.
Did she have a weird staff that makes us feel bad or anything?
No, she just had a regular wooden staff. Nothing special about it.
It makes you feel bad, but only if you get hit really hard with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we wave the staff at her and get her all scared?
You could try.
Hello.
Finn waves the staff at her, trying to get her all scared. But I'll even roll a thing.
Ooh.
I rolled a thing.
Rise up, Red.
Okay. Let me see.
Oh, your intimidation is way better than mine.
Yeah, it's +6.
Yeah, she's somewhat intimidated by you.
Yay, good. What did that do?
It looked great, though.
If you let me go, I will leave and never come back.
Why
I
were
have
you
no
here?
interest in this winery.
Good.
Well, then why were you here and defending it so violently?
We were told to come and poison the wine so that they could make no more.
Oh, you've done that. Your job's done. Have to go.
Okay, well, we figured out where their base was, why they're here.
Well,
Other thing.
I think the only thing that it would be truly just is to leave her here tied up and let the people know that their winery is returned to them.
So long as they reimburse me for the rope.
Yeah, we need to.
Well, we can go. I can reimburse you for the rope. There's a chest over there.
I mean, hemp doesn't exactly grow on trees, you know.
Okay, well, they can have their justice.
Wait. This is what happens when you leave you leave nature behind and serve the abhorrent.
Naevin's fronting on her. This is what happens.
All right, so Lex, I go way over here to the window.
Okay.
I open the window and I
With
shout
your
for
flare.
the town people. It's done. The winery's yours again.
Okay, cool.
Take the flare gun out of the belt, shoot it.
Yeah. Right.
Naevin, she says to you, we do serve nature. We serve nature in the form of Strahd. He is the master of all nature here.
No, Strahd is a master of all that is unnatural.
That sounds dubious to me.
He
Like
is the
maybe-
land. The land is part of
Dubious.
him, and he of it. To serve the land, it's to serve Strahd.
Learn something new every day.
Naevin feels like his natural world order has been somewhat shaken.
Yeah.
If you wish, I can teach you of the truth.
Oh, golly.
It is never too late to choose the right path.
Oh. A new path of nature.
We got teleported to an evil land through some fog, and this is what makes you question the nature of this place? Sure.
He's just like, well, if I go chaotic evil, I can go steal all that shit.
It's only one poop.
And the dark powers will take you. Ooh.
Yeah.
Lightning bolts in the background.
I know what is truly, or what is natural and what is unnatural. You have a stink of the abhorrent on you.
Damn. That's what's up. Finn hypes.
She goes, well, you don't smell so great either, buddy.
Damn, you gonna take that, David? Shit.
I think this. I'm not gonna lie. I think this Strahd guy sounds kind of cool.
Serenity grows bat wings. Flies away.
Oh my god, we had a traitor amongst us all along.
That's who was breaking all of my arrows. Serenity's mage hand snapping them.
Mage hand.
Yep.
Every
Hidden
time
in
I
the
miss, I
back.
play
Snap,
Serenity. Well, with that,
Bren, he's beneath you.
Yes, Naevin
can I
is.
go into the kitchen? Is there like flowing water around here somewhere?
Yeah, the kitchen has running water.
Okay, so I go into the kitchen, find the largest pail or bucket or pot or something I can,
What are you doing?
fill it up with water, come back and dump it over top of her head.
Okay.
Leave the rope all wet.
Well, yes, but she said
Hey,
I
She's like,
Wet rope is harder to tear, I think.
Are the
take that, stinky lady.
starving villagers coming back?
Probably.
yeah, you see him coming out of the tree line on the other side of the vineyard.
I warned them not to drink the wine. They get close enough.
Oh no,
Fuck.
we cleaned
We clean the wine.
We
never
cast
mind.
purify on. So, and I
Don't
managed
drink
to
the
actually-
don't drink the wine on the floor. Don't
Yeah.
scoop it up.
Yeah, don't drink the wine on the floor.
Floor wine is bad wine.
It's a good rule to live by.
That's good advice in all times. Doubly so when there are druids around.
Delicious floor wine.
So the land is Strahd, and the druids serve the land. They must serve Strahd.
The rivers of the land are
I
the
don't
blood
like
in
this
his
place.
veins.
Yeah, and I'm all about serving the land. This is.
Well, so I
Wait,
feel that you're going to turn on us at any moment.
I think that's entirely likely.
Well, I feel like this land is blighted and needs to be healed.
Yes, that
There is a good counter argument.
right. I like Mule better than this Naevin guy.
But it's all remember, Naevin is an eco-terrorist.
I know. Once he becomes Strahd's eco-terrorist.
Yeah.
No, eco-revolutionist.
Uh-huh. Mhm. Little red
I can always just burn everything down and start over.
Oh,
Yeah.
Roll 20 questions. How do I get rid of the turn order window?
That's Lex's domain.
Never mind.
You ask Lex and it goes away.
Yep.
The cleric
Is
with the
this
domain of
the,
initiative.
the turn order is voice activated.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ultimate only
It's
by
a clap.
clap off.
Generally, Naevin just sort of spends time insulting the now wet druid
Okay.
because she was mean.
I think they want to be left.
Okay.
Also, she's kind of a captive audience.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
He gets out his memoir.
Can you see, like, cutting words? Like, just a lot of them. Just mean words towards her.
So
All right.
someone not me should check out the printing press and see what's on it.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Some water now.
It's all wet paper.
It looks like they use the press to make their wine labels for the
That
bottles.
makes sense.
Is there, like, a desk or something with... Because she was tearing through a desk, wasn't she?
Like, don't they
Yeah.
have type? Like the little.
So I'm looking around at the paper that's on the floor, papers on the
It
desk.
could be a
just
wood
to see
carving. The early ones didn't have movable type. They actually did woodcut carving.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry, my industrial revolution is showing.
Yeah, it's basically paper for the labels and ink. is really all you find on the desk.
Are they trying to spread Protestantism? No, anyway.
Winery times.
Are we trying to make a Luther joke here?
You could carve something so when they start printing the new labels, it says Finn's wine.
Just says, yeah, David
Put a glamour on it so they don't actually know until it goes out.
Just subtly carve it so it says Wizards of Wines Winery.
That's right. You may already be a wiener.
Now, didn't we remember finding out something about a secret wizard's tower here or something?
What?
At the winery, no.
I thought there was something about a secret wizard thing here. That's why it's called the Wizard of Wines.
Oh, yeah.
No, because the founder was a wizard.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought there was a
But
secret.
I don't think it had anything else to do with that.
There's a haunted mansion, but that's west of the town.
I think we were thinking that, it was founded by a wizard. Maybe he has like a secret wizard cave under it or something.
Right.
We were.
Like the Bat Cave.
And it is supernaturally cold underneath here. Did we figure out why?
Because they like chilled wine?
No, not why it's cold, but not why, the purpose of it being cold. That we get, but how it is cold.
Well, we've tried looking in everything but the privy, so if you want to go check out the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, there's an outhouse. Totally attention to detail.
Well, as you guys are discussing all this, you hear sounds of the Mardikovs entering the winery downstairs, and
Welcome.
you hear exclamations of dismay as they come into the fermentation room. You hear Davian say, "My vats!
Yeah,
What happened?"
The druids, they're serving Strahd.
All but one has been lost.
Yeah.
No. Look at it this way. You have regained one.
Oh,
There's 11 bottles of wine in the cellar safe.
This will take much time to build new vats. We'll have to start a whole new batch.
Ooh, can someone cast
Better than the time it takes to birth a new generation for the village. After this one gets poisoned.
No. I go down to the vat that's broken.
Well, there's
With
3
a
of
crack
them.
in it.
and I do mending.
Oh, okay. The cracked one. Cool. Yeah, the other 2 might be beyond mending, unless you want to spend weeks.
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, you totally fix that one.
Sweet, you've now got 2.
Davian.
No, we can do the other 2 in a couple hours. I can use Mage Hand to lift them up and put them together as he mends them.
Davian thanks you profusely. Well, at least now our production will be at half what it was. It's definitely better than nothing.
It is better than nothing.
Significantly.
And it was quite frightful, these druids. We tied them up. They're upstairs.
I suggest you kill them. They're dangerous.
Well,
Okay.
I slit the female's throat. And they.
Well, hang on. John's the only one down there with them. So
We're all just standing up there because those 2 are talking.
unless other people want to go down there, but if you're not down there, you're not part of this conversation.
No, I'm still up with the druid who's with me.
Yeah, I guess I'll be up there still too.
He says, I really appreciate you and your friends helping us out with this. It seems that you're trustworthy after all. Perhaps you could help us some more.
Oh, and how would we help you with some more?
Well, these druids taking the winery is only a small part of our problems, actually. The whole reason we've been able to produce wine here, which actually is not easy in this land, in this cursed land, to get decent grapes to grow.
I noticed the sunlight is rather weak here.
Yes, it is. We never see full sun.
I bet that helps somebody.
The wizard that founded the winery long ago created 3 magic gems that allowed us to grow the grapes They've all been stolen. One was lost some 10 years ago.
I immediately think Naevin.
One was lost some 10 years ago. It was the gem that allowed us to grow the grapes for our Champagne du Stomp, which was our finest vintage. And alas, we haven't been able to produce it for 10 years. Unfortunately, I have no idea what happened to that gem.
Oh.
However, the other two were stolen more recently. Oh, and I guess before he goes into that, he tells you, yeah, that was the fault of my middle son, Erwin.
Which one? The first one?
Yes, he was on watch that night, or he was supposed to be keeping watch on things, and instead he ran off to canoodle with his then girlfriend, who is now his wife, and that's when this theft happened. I still haven't forgiven him for that. It would help if he'd admit that he did it, but he won't.
No, he admitted it to us, actually, but I guess he won't admit it to you.
He did?
Yes.
Interesting.
He actually feels bad, but I suppose he can't tell you.
He says the second gem came up missing 3 weeks ago. There's this evil crone that dwells in the ruins of Berez. She calls herself Baba Lysaga.
Yeah, that's a pseudonym, by the way.
She has been sending her evil scarecrow servants to attack our winery for weeks. 3 weeks ago, during one of these attacks, they dug up and stole the gem.
Who's they? What do these cronies look like?
They look like scarecrows that are alive with some kind of evil magic.
Sounds awesome.
I believe that Baba Lysaga has the gem. The other was taken 5 days ago by some of these druids.
That typing is like louder than Lex.
I can't hear it.
Yeah,
that's Mule. All right, calm down there, Mule.
It's not even a mechanical keyboard.
You can mute your mic on clicking on your avatar on Roll20.
Okay.
If you need to scream at somebody or something. I do sometimes. Just
But you're always screaming at us, Lex.
Yeah.
He's a he can multitask with his screaming.
So 5 days ago, the druids attacked with their blight minions. They stole the third and final gem. Since then, the Mardikovs tried to launch a counterattack versus the druids on Yester Hill, but they were too powerful. They couldn't.
Is that where the gem is, at Yester Hill?
That's where these druids are. They're doing some kind of rituals there. I don't know. It's an ancient, powerful spot for such things. Goodly people don't go there.
Stones?
What, John?
Does it have standing stone?
It does. How did you know?
I just felt it.
He's a bard. He knows things.
Yeah, that's his job.
I drink and I know things.
He says 2 days ago, the druids came back with their blights. That's when they drove us from the winery. We've been living in the forest since.
Well, we have restored your winery.
There's only a few barrels and some bottles of drinkable wine left at this point.
Yes. Well, we'll have to get at least some of the gems back. I wish you had more clues about the first gem, because I'm rather fond of champagne.
I do too. Perhaps you can talk to Erwin. Maybe he'll have remembered something after all these years.
Oh, yes, maybe so.
But if we can't get these gems back, the vines won't produce grapes anymore. We won't be able to make any more wine. Occasionally, the Vistani bring wine from other places beyond the mists, but it's not often, and they don't bring a lot, and they charge dearly for it. So for most of us, the wine produced here is all the people have access to.
Well, why don't you come upstairs and meet your new guests? They're kind of tied up at the moment.
I don't want to meet them. I've seen enough of them already.
All right.
Do with them what you will. Just get them out of my winery.
Of course, we will take care of it.
If you don't have the stomach to kill them, I'm sure we can handle it for you.
I think some of my friends have the stomach.
Yeah, mob justice.
All right, I come up and I tell everybody what happened. What they said. I go, well, we saved the winery, but they can't make any wine. Bunch of old losers.
So I've added Druids of Yesterhill to the to-do list.
Yeah.
Well, the Druids of Yester Hill and our Bubble of Saga.
That was already on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the most interesting thing, as Kismet tells us, what they said is the Vistani bring wine from beyond the mist. The Vistani can travel through the mist.
Yes, they can.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
Well, shit.
They have some sort of deal where Strahd does not have power over them.
That makes me worry about the Vistani. But you said we have to bring justice to the Druids?
Yes, and I'll just sit out here.
Just a little justice.
Well, they do serve. They do serve a vampire.
Do we know that yet?
They
Said
said
they-
so.
Sure,
So,
Well, they
You
serve
know-
Strahd, but do we know Strahd is a vampire?
Yes.
I've never heard of him.
Yes.
My character never has.
Your character probably doesn't,
Understood.
but they do.
Yeah, the rest of us know
Okay.
that, but
yeah, we explained that to you. I'm sure that upsets you.
Mm,
You
yeah,
only
it's very
heard
upsetting.
Strahd is a very holy paladin.
yeah, no,
I'm
Strahd
not
that
I'm not really that kind of paladin.
guy.
So Finn takes them outside, sets up a little stool, bends them over, cuts their heads off. It's great.
Okay.
They love
Wow,
nature
yeah.
so much their blood can return to the soil.
All
Put
right.
them on a compost heap.
Sure. And then Serenity, I'm sure, burns the bodies.
But honestly, yeah, if that's what the townspeople want, and they're obviously guilty of the crimes, then seems like a just execution to me.
Just
Yeah.
So while
beat
while
one to
that's
death with Mage Hand, but oh well.
while that's all going on, Kismet, Davian talks to you some more, and he says, "You mentioned when you first got here that you came from the Blue Water Inn.
yes.
I do owe them a shipment of wine. I believe there's a few barrels left. I can load it up onto the wagon and send it that way. If you and your friends would be good enough to escort it to Wallachia, I would really appreciate it. Make sure it gets there safely."
And I tell Mule, if we do this, we get free room and board.
Can we make sure, do we know for sure that these wine barrels are untouched, that they're not poisoned? Are they wax sealed or something?
Yeah, the ones in the cellar are sealed.
Cool.
You would be able to tell if they'd gotten into them.
Cool.
Nifty. Well, I'm done here.
All right. Well, good luck restoring the winery. We will work on the gems.
All right, so you guys will probably have about an hour to kill while they load up the wagon and get it ready to go back.
Well, an hour
Or
to kill is the right way to say it because Finn is busy.
yeah, or let me think. It's probably late afternoon by now. They might actually suggest that you wait until the morning.
Yeah, but
Because-
I believe that the
Sounds
killing
good.
will still happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
we'll
it
still
might
get
be
to
rough
it.
getting the wine there before dark, and they won't let you into Wallachia after dark. So if you'd like to stay, you're welcome to stay the night at the winery.
I'm happy to stay the night.
And the children's bunk beds? That's kind of creepy. Well, will we even fit? I'm 6'4".
Naevin is happy to sleep outside.
Curl up next to the corpses.
Yeah, there's the stable has a hayloft. Probably be fairly comfortable to sleep in.
Ah,
More so than on the road.
yeah, okay.
Why? I have a tiny hut. We can sleep on the road just fine.
The tiny hut.
It's a bubble. It's literally a bubble.
Nice.
So tell me about this staff.
Yeah, so you
That's
guys
what he said.
are taking a long rest. So yeah, you could totally identify it. You guys get all your hit points back.
We're taking a long rest.
If you stay the night here, you can
yeah,
have a long
okay.
rest. And you
I'll
get
my
2 hit
spells
dice back
my inspiration.
if you need them.
And I wanted to use my tiny hut.
I just
I mean, you
realized.
still use it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. I'm gonna go out in the middle of the area and just cast my hut and go sleep in it.
So, sorry, on a long rest, we get all our hit points back and all our spells and everything?
yeah, and
And
2
half
hit
your
dice. If you
Okay.
used
I haven't
any.
used any, so.
All right, let's find the staff. So you want to ID that staff, Nathan?
Yep.
All right, you know what? Let me grab a real image.
Ooh, a real image.
I meant to do this before the
I'm a
game and I
real
forgot.
boy.
I'm not a puppet. I'm a real boy.
So everybody's back, right? I want to
Yep.
ask you guys.
Back.
I noticed some evil tendencies in this group. So I'm curious. I want to hear from everybody what you think. If by some way someone's character ended up going evil, going dark side, and changed to an evil alignment, either by the choice of the player or not.
Preferably by the choice.
The default is that player character would become an NPC at that point. However, that's something I'd like everyone to discuss, because it seems like we have at least a few people that are, if not playing evil, kind of leaning that way. So if that happened, is that what people would want to do, or would people be interested in having
I
evil
guess
characters in the
I guess it would
party?
have to be on the severity of the evil.
Yeah, and I would say that, I don't know, I've tried evil campaigns in the past and they just don't work.
I mean, to put it fair and square, stealing from these people is evil. There's no cut and dry. It's not chaotic. It's balls to the wall evil.
No, wait a minute. Okay.
Well,
But
it's
it's not
chaotic
evil
too.
enough to where
It's chaotic
that,
and it's evil.
People here
It's
would
both.
take them and put them in their own world. Is basically what I'm saying. It depends on
Mhm.
the severity of the evil to go NPC.
Well, if you just start straight up murdering innocent people, then we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
If
Yeah.
if I can be in another room and then come back and not realize that an evil thing has happened, then
Okay, so that makes sense. My thieving of the gemstones you're saying is a flat out evil act.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
by
but I mean-
definition of evil.
What?
One evil act does
No,
not
no,
make
okay.
you an evil person. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm not saying
no,
just
this is-
because you do one evil thing, I'm going to be like, you have to change your alignment. What I'm asking is, as players, totally out of character, are you guys okay with someone in the party turning evil and still playing their character as an evil character, or would
Yes.
you rather?
Yes,
Not
I'm,
have
I'm
that.
okay with that.
I'm okay with it.
But
Okay.
yes, but that doesn't mean I'll get along with them.
Well,
right,
I guess
right.
I guess I gotta say yes, but if they're kind of evil is blowing up every house we walk into and killing the children inside, no.
That's why I'm actually.
But I don't
Yeah,
think we
it's-
need a rule to stop that. I think we can stop that.
As long as no one wants to
Yeah.
kill Strahd by depriving him of his food source, then I think we shouldn't have any problem.
No, I think Strahd
Yes.
deserves painful death.
Yeah. Well, starving a vampire out would be painful. It just
It would be literally genocide.
yeah. So
Oh, that's what you mean. I get the
Yeah.
joke now.
Right.
I guess this is what I'm saying is that moving to an evil character is tough because, to roleplay them as written would mean that they're doing evil things and they're fine with it.
And also, I question the whole thing that these people have a chest full of shiny money, and that taking that is evil, even if you give them back their winery. To me, that seems
It seems to me like it balances it out.
yeah.
Don't
Well, we can ask them what they think.
Yeah, well,
Getting paid to do the save the place for them, basically. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, like it was a payment, and one that nobody knows.
but what Nathan just said about if you're going to houses and burning down the house with the children in it,
Yeah,
that is cut.
But but has any of these characters even wanted to do that? Not
no,
really.
I don't think so.
No, I don't know. I think maybe your servant.
Maybe vandalize, but nothing more than.
I guess to answer the question specifically would be if the character is evil and they don't fit due to their evil, they're out.
Yeah,
And then the party.
Because that's organic, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The party
Then the
doesn't-
party handles that by taking out the evil person, and then Lex just tells that person, "Hey, your character's dead. Roll a new one." I don't see any needing really any rule set about it.
yeah. No, that
Seems
makes
like
sense.
everybody in this group is pretty much laid back enough not to get really get care enough for it or get butthurt enough.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, as long as as long as we don't go into becoming a truly evil, run around and just murder and mayhem,
Murdering everybody. But yeah, I really don't see the way any of us play are being murder hobos.
No.
So I just really don't see that being a major issue.
Okay.
That's what you're asking about, Lex?
And because Finn did cut their heads off, I'm pretty sure he's evil now.
Well, that was a just execution. That wasn't,
Yeah.
cold-blooded murder.
That
Again,
was the people decided
one
to.
act is not going to change your alignment. It's a pattern of behavior. If you
It's-
consistently
yeah.
play your character chaotic evil, then you're chaotic evil.
Even if I execute every enemy we come to, that's not even evil. I mean, they
Right.
attempted
But-
mass genocide
It's
of a
a
part of
cultural thing. Like some cultures don't have even a conception of property, so taking property is
Right.
I think they have a
That's what I'm going for.
in Naevin's culture, money means nothing. So why am I stealing it?
Well, but shiny does mean something.
It comes from the bagpie culture.
Yes.
I mean, that's why gold's valuable, right? Like originally, it wasn't good for anything besides the fact that it was gold.
Which
Now you
is
Some
fair
cultures,
stuff.
they believe in eating the hearts of their enemies to get stronger. That's not evil. That's just the way that their culture is.
True enough. And good, I haven't had any good heart lately.
Tastes just like chicken.
Delicious.
I've had horse
Well,
heart.
I'm
once.
sorry, Lex. We've gone off the track here.
Yeah, so kind of where I'm coming from as far as like stealing from these people is evil is, they're literally dirt poor. All they have is this winery. They don't make any money off the wine. They give it away for free. So, I mean, if these guys were rich nobles that were swimming in wealth, I wouldn't necessarily say that stealing from them is an evil act well, it probably is, but it's not like very high up on the severity scale. But with these guys,
Have we figured out how they make any money if they're giving
Yeah,
their wine away?
well, they don't. I mean, it's not like it's a medieval economy. So most people don't have any need of money,
Okay. So they're not actually giving their wine away; they're getting trade. Barter?
No, they give it away free of charge, but then they do get gifts from people.
Right.
But it's not like a mandatory, like you have to give me 3 chickens for this thing of wine. It's more,
Sort of like a collective sort of thing.
yeah. It's more like they
See, I
give the
didn't-
wine and then people give them gifts
Goddamn
of thank you,
communists.
basically.
Yeah, I didn't remember that they were giving it away. I thought they were selling it.
Yeah, people were
That's
throwing
on my
things
part.
around like luxury and shit. This place is broken down. It's not even a nice winery.
Yeah.
I guess so. I'm beginning to
Everything's
feel
shitty.
more and more bad.
It might have been before you guys broke the vats.
No, I mean, as far as what Naevin did, I see that more as a chaotic act than an evil act. because it's anti-society, which is the whole concept of property. But I'm just saying in this particular instance that there is kind of a little flavor of evil to it just because of the state of the people that you're stealing from. But it's not, I'm not going to be like, you have to change your alignment because you did this one evil thing.
Or we have to
give
him to Finn.
But I want to let you know that if you go like full dark side, I mean, this is Ravenloft. And it could still, even though we've made this gentleman's agreement of we're okay with evil characters in the party, it could still lead to you losing your character. Like just one example, let's say you got turned into a vampire. Well, now you're Strahd's bitch and you literally like do whatever he tells you. So at that point, like you're not a player character anymore because you don't have any free will. Because I'd just basically be like, you have to do this.
I don't think any of us would have an objection to that anyways, because that would be
perfect.
Right.
It's like an organic thing.
Yes. Yeah, but I was basically just wanting to know if anybody would have a problem with having evil characters in the group, because it can be disruptive.
Oh, it can be, but also it depends on the player. But they can play it in a way that they have the same overt goals
and
the rest of the
same end goal. They want to get the hell out of here. So.
Yeah,
as long as they're not being evil for the sake of being evil.
Yeah, that's more my concern.
Cool.
As everybody said, we'll solve every problem by burning the house to the ground and then figuring it out later. Not
there are no children in it.
Yeah, and if the children aren't in it, we'll go and find the children and like put them in the house.
Yeah,
and then burn it down.
Set it on fire.
Wicker Man.
Not the bees.
Not the bee.
Okay, how about this staff?
I'm actually working on it, Nathan. While we're doing all this, I didn't do this before the game.
That's why this whole question came up.
Yeah, it's a stalling tactic.
Turns you evil when you touch it.
Exactly.
You figured me out.
I gotta be honest. I'm playing with fire. Like Lex brought up before the campaign that characters could like follow a path of corruption. I'm saying that I'm trying to break the veil, but I'm playing with fire.
All right.
That's why I have dark powers if we're all just goody two shoes, right?
Yeah. I think having someone go evil could be very compelling, like story wise, as long as everybody is on the same page and everybody's,
Because I mean, the arc is Finn was a guardsman and he's been cursed. And which direction does that curse take him?
And I've said it in the beginning that Serenity just doesn't give a shit. So if she ends up going evil, it's because she don't give a shit.
Vampiress Serenity, Lady Serenity, Vampire of Barovia.
Her brother is a necromancer, so come on. It's kind of said something right there.
There's one in every family.
All right, so what about this staff?
What about this staff? I'll ask him. Third time's charm.
All right. Well, I've got a picture.
Who's Nathan's next character?
Yeah.
There's a picture.
It looks sweet.
Wow, that
looks pretty evil. Looks pretty evil.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And I think for the stats, I'm just gonna do another handout. It's the quickest, easiest way to do it.
It looks like you have to wipe your hands after handling that staff. That's how evil it looks.
It looks like you shouldn't have hands after handling that staff.
Tentacles.
Well, maybe if you've got like dainty little elf hands.
And everybody wants to know if they're back to putting the video feed on Lex.
Oh, yes. Sorry, guys. Want to see our pretty faces. So let me show the staff again for the stream. There we go. Sorry about that, people watching the stream. And as far as all the good information, there you go. So it has 10 charges. It gets 1d6 plus 4 charges back every day at dusk. If it's broken or burned to ashes, it releases a terrible inhuman scream that can be heard for 300 feet. All blights that hear the scream immediately wither and die.
Cool. And
then you can use it as a regular quarterstaff. You can spend a charge and it becomes vampiric for that attack. So you gain hit points equal to the damage that you do. And also blights won't be hostile towards you unless you attack them first, as long as you carry it.
You know, the word evil shows up more than once in this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an evil item, but it is not sentient, so
I'll attune to it. I'll keep it.
Okay.
I'll keep it close. How much
Cool.
I'll use it will come to be seen because I really like my sword.
and
But,
quarterstaffs are versatile, Nathan, so you can use it two-handed.
But it's not
So-
heavy, which is unfortunate.
What do you need for heavy?
That's my. Well, here's the thing, Lex. I'll ask this question, and I have no opinion on either side. The one
Okay.
side's cooler and the other side's lamer. It
Wait,
states,
that's an opinion.
and yeah, and coming from what's his face, the guy upstairs, he says it's totally up to DMs. That I can attune to a magic item, of course,
Okay.
and it says I can choose the shape of the item when I bring it out.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say whether or not the magic item I attune to has to keep its original form. So that's totally up to you whether or not I can mold it. It's not going to become a greatsword, of course. That would be weird. Well,
It
maybe.
could
Like
become
a sword, like a
significantly
blade,
heavier
like
staff.
with the staff growing in between, like the two blade halves. That'd be neat. But yeah. So that's the question I'll bring to you. Can I shape it some?
No. If you attune to a magic item, it is what it is. But why
Sure.
why do you need it to be heavy?
That's one of my abilities.
So heavy.
My Great Weapon Master.
That's a feat.
When I make a melee attack with a heavy weapon you're proficient with, you can choose to take the -5 to hit with a +10 to damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that beat is nuts on a battle master fighter.
I'm not that, but yeah.
I think if you really wanted to, I think you could make it heavy. Like
Oh,
if you went to
how?
like a blacksmith, he could put like bands of metal around it or something. I mean, it just has to weigh more, right?
Just tie rocks to it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how secure that would be.
Or I could change it a little bit with my magic summoning thing. Give it the heavy property.
No, because that's for if you're creating something out of nothing, then you can make it
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Hey man,
But-
I'm just trying to skip the weird blacksmith thing.
No, you
Awesome.
must
I
go
still
to the
attune-
blacksmith.
I still attune to it. That's great. Whether or not I'll use it a lot, yeah.
Well, wait. Does anybody else want to use it?
Oh
instead?
yeah. Anybody want the evil staff?
No.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, really, the coolest thing about it is it kills every blight within 300 feet if you destroy it. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's like
I don't know. Vampiric's pretty useful.
ace in the hole.
That would be really good if we go to that hill.
Yeah, the Esther
Yeah.
Hill. That'll be the tactical nuke. I've thought about it.
Does anyone have history
It's too ugly. I don't want to use it.
or a decent intelligence? Just want to roll.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I have
No.
history.
All right, cool.
I got a +7 to history, so yes.
Oh,
You're
you
good.
win.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a little piece of lore here as soon as I find it again.
Intelligence is my
See.
strong suit.
Not mine.
All right, so Serenity, when you were growing up in the Elven court, you had to read a lot of dry tomes of history, and you remember reading a legend of a vampire long ago named Golthius, and the stories say that he worked a terrible magic and raised up an abominable tower called Night Fang's Spire. And that Golthius the vampire was later undone when a hero plunged a wooden stake through his heart. But as the vampire was destroyed, his blood infused the stake with a dreadful power. In time, tendrils of new growth sprouted from the wood, growing into a sapling infused with the vampire's evil essence. It's said that a mad druid discovered the sapling, transplanting it to an underground grotto where it could grow. And it is this tree that was later called the Golthius tree that the first blights came from. And you suspect that this staff was fashioned from a limb of that tree or one very much like it.
I relay this knowledge to the rest of the group.